Okay, we have a green box. We had a lingering 1 kilobyte per second bitrate, but the bitrate has gone back up, so it's fine. Which of course means we're live, and of course means welcome back to the Storytime Network. It is the Paradox Hour podcast once more, and we are continuing our year-end streams. So today we are talking about manga of 2022. That is not just manga that was published in 2022, that is also manga that we read in 2022. At least on my end of things.
I unfortunately don't have as many of my own as I would like, but we have a pretty long list to begin with.
Yeah,
Before
honestly,
we get into the list,
this is the 1 year end stream that I actually get to contribute more than anybody else. It's weird.
Yeah, pretty wild. Yeah, before we get into the actual list itself, there are several manga that began and ended this year, as is what happens in any given year. But the most notable ends were probably Fire Force, Chihaya Furu, Dr. Stone, Golden Kamuy, Kaguya-sama, Mashiro no Oto, and Tokyo Revengers.
Then we got seven gravestones in the Weekly Shonen Jump yard. So,
Yep.
We'll be discussing all but one of those. Well, I say we. I'll be discussing all but one of those.
I have had my heart broken too many times. I'm sorry.
Fair. To be honest, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But we start things off with a series that I can only assume is doing well, considering it's still going. The 100 Girlfriends.
Yes, I believe it's actually the third highest performing manga from its magazine. Either that or it's the second highest from its year, from the year that it debuted, because it debuted along Oshi no Ko, which is outperforming it substantially, but this one's still doing pretty well. I know it's already has several million copies sold. And it's been going on for almost 3 years now, starting early 2020. But yes, this one is a very fun harem comedy with a lot of absolute insanity to go along with the characters. Currently, they're not even at a quarter of the way to 100 yet. They're at 22 out of 100 planned, and they show no signs of slowing down.
Right.
And currently, the manga is over 112 chapters long. I believe it's almost at 120. It's getting there. Yeah, the characters have been suitably wacky, and the authors have done a really good job of including meta humor and absolute insanity to complement the cast. I do think like the chapters that have focused on the group as a whole have been a bit hard to get through sometimes because there's so many characters already.
Yeah.
But the chapters focused on smaller groupings of characters have been a lot better about giving character focus properly.
Okay.
Because when you have like a cast of 20 plus characters, trying to get them everyone something to do in a chapter is really hard. Whereas if it's something more along the lines of, hey, you have 3 or 4 characters in this big group cast, and they're having an outing, having a fun time. It's a lot easier to give spotlight evenly across that smaller set of characters, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's recently done a lot better with the focus chapters, going off and on between introducing a new one, having a chapter or two focused on a larger group, and then having several chapters in a row focused on smaller groups of characters. I think it's found a nice rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this has been a really fun series. Not my favorite of the newest stuff. There are some really good series out there, but it is still pretty damn good.
Oh.
I do also appreciate that the series doesn't shy away from the idea of like, hey, these girls might be all attracted to the same guy, but that doesn't mean that some of them aren't also attracted to each other.
Yeah.
So it does have a bit of a poly vibe that most harem series do not have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
fun series.
is that everything then?
Yeah, that's more or less everything.
Okay, moving on to one of the Shonen Jump newbies, and it's one of my favorites, Akane-Banashi.
I've heard
I
this one has been really successful
yeah,
on its debut release.
yeah, no, this is a series that's been really really good and it's been really well received. Um, so as of September, Kanebanashi has over 200,000 copies in circulation. Um, it was nominated at the 2022 Next Manga Award in the print manga category and came third.
Damn.
Um, let me see what. That's right. First was Medalist, which I believe was on its like second or third go at yeah, it was on its second go at the Next Manga Awards. It came 16th last year, first this year. And then second was another Shonen Jump series, Witch Watch, which again has been around since 2021. So
Oh, which watch hasn't been axed? I thought it had been axed.
no, it's still going strong. Witch Watch is going strong.
I might be
Um,
thinking of a different series that has a similar name.
very possibly.
Oh,
Let me
Guardian of the Witch. That's what I was thinking of.
Guardian of the Witch. Oh no, that died. That died a death.
Yeah.
That died a big death. I remember that one. It was it died.
I think
That
that
one,
one was part of the Team Club.
yeah, that one got the axe super hard. It only got like 19 chapters, 20 chapters.
Yeesh.
Kanebanashi though is up to chapter 41. 42 comes out tomorrow. And
That's a good.
yeah, it keeps getting color pages. The first volume was published with a recommendation from Oda, aka One
I
Piece
believe he's only
Oda.
done that one other time.
Um, and the second volume was published with a recommendation from Hideaki Anno of Evangelion fame.
Holy fuck!
Not to mention, they've done a V comic for it on YouTube, where the dad is played by Kabe Yamaguchi, who plays Usopp in One
Usopp.
Piece,
Yep.
and Akane, who is the main character, was voiced by Yamaguchi's daughter Akane.
Oh, that's funny.
Both of them are Rakugo artists.
Oh, that's great. That's clever.
So yeah, like it is popular and Shonen Jump is not holding back from pushing it. So it's doing well, which I'm really happy about because it's so fucking interesting. It's about Rakugo, which I've not really come across until now. I've seen it in bits and pieces, but this is the first series I've really come across where the focus is on Rakugo rather than just being an incidental thing that a character does. And it's really interesting. Like it's a really interesting art form. Um, that is just seems so purely Japanese and is still managing to come across well in English. Um, Akane is a really fun protagonist. I really like her. And just in general, the characters are really cool. I mean, it had a tournament arc, which was really cool because
Noise.
it was meant to be for amateurs. And Akane was actually sort of not breaking the rules necessarily, but breaking sort of the unspoken rules by joining the tournament because she's been taught by a master, even
Hmm.
if she isn't officially the master's apprentice yet. And she does manage to win it. And the prize is to talk to. I should actually mention the actual concept and plot synopsis of it. So Akane grew up admiring her father and his Rakugo, he took basically a test to move up to the next level of apprentice, but he and all of the other applicants that day were expelled from the school by a guy called Isho Arakawa, considered one of the greatest Rakugokas of his generation. Um, Akane eventually went to her father's master, Shiguma Arakawa, to basically learn how to be a Rakugoka and basically prove that Isho had been wrong to expel her father, Toru. Um, so, getting back to what I was saying, the prize for this tournament was a one-on-one meeting with Isho Arakawa. And so you get there were I think it was spread over a couple of chapters of this meeting with Akane and Isho, and God, the tension was palpable through the page. Like you could genuinely just sense the tension of Isho doesn't know exactly who Akane is yet, and Akane is trying not to lose her shit to a certain extent, and it ends up being a really interesting conversation. I cannot recommend this series enough, honestly. Um, this is genuinely become one of the highlights of my Sundays reading this because it is so good. Um, Also interesting is that the the Isho expelling all the applicants that started the series was apparently modeled after a real life incident where that happened.
Jesus.
Is he alive? No, he's dead. And the character of Isho is based on the master that did that. So yeah. It's a really cool series. It's clearly done its homework, and I'm really really enjoying it. Moving on to a series that was not so fortunate in its reception, Aliens Area, which started, let's see, um, issue 27 and ended in issue 47. Yeah, it
Oof,
didn't last. It got 20
that's
chapters,
rough.
so um, which is a shame because I
It's
did
better than some
actually.
series.
It's better than some series, yeah. It's a shame because I did actually kind of like the series. It wasn't like my favorite um, of the new stuff. I mean, as I said, Akane-Banashi is, but like I think it had an interesting concept of sort of a government agency protecting Earth, basically Men in Black. Um,
Well, welcome to Earth. Oh wait, no, wrong movie.
yeah. Um, and I liked certainly the two main characters, Tatsumi and Shiraku. Shiraku in particular seemed like one of those very eccentric mentor type characters, which I quite liked. But yeah, I don't think it sold well, and it never really got that many uh whatchamacallit, color pages, if I recall correctly. So it was sort of inevitable to a certain extent. I mean, uh, let's give it a search in the old Google for the unofficial manga account. Uh, yeah. First volume, I think that is. Let me just check that. Yeah, first volume in the first week sold 2,891 copies, which is not good, and then
That
didn't
is
rank.
abysmal.
Yeah, and then didn't rank after that. So, yeah, it didn't do well. It did not do well. As I said, it's a shame, but this shit happens.
Yep.
There was another one in its batch that also died. I'm trying to remember exactly which ones those were. Okay, yeah. Got a while to go until that one. So we move on instead to it's another Act 1. It is Ayashimon, which I did actually talk about last year.
Yeah, this one ended what? Fairly early this year, right?
It ended in May, end of May.
Oh wow.
Because I,
So it lasted a fair while.
yeah, because although I talked about it last year, it only started in November of last year.
Oh, okay.
So it
That's
lasted,
still last. That's still like a good 6 months.
yeah, 25 chapters, which is better than
A lot of these.
better than some of these, yeah. Yeah, I think it just sort of fell afoul of yet another supernatural battle shonen. And
Or was when there had already been a lot of them in
yeah,
recent
there's
years.
been a lot of them. So I just it didn't sell that badly for a newbie. To be fair, like
Yeah.
it was selling sort of either just under 10k or just over 10k in its first weeks. But that can sort of be I think that's more attributed to the fact that it was the author was Yuji Kaku, who did Hell's Paradise Jigo Karaku, which was a popular series. So I think to a certain extent, it was expected to do better, considering Kaku's popularity. Um, oh, he also worked as an assistant to Chainsaw Man's Fujimoto. Huh, interesting.
Oh,
Um,
it's always fun to look and see who was an assistant to who in the industry.
yeah. But yeah, it was okay, but it knew death was coming. I think, if I recall correctly. And what was the ending like? Let me have a look at the last chapter. Because some of these have had really weird endings. That's right. It it ended before the fight, right before the final battle. Okay, great. Okay, good. Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
Like it ended with the protagonist facing off against the fucking big bad, and like I do hereby challenge thee, man to man, to a battle of guts, a battle of souls, and then end. The end.
That is
Yay.
rough.
Yay. Yeah, that's not great. Yeah. It's been what I think it was the first I mean I think it was one of the first series to get axed this year, if not the first. Not quite the first, not quite the first, no. The first is one we won't be discussing, which is Magu-chan. She actually managed to make it 2 years, so it was sort of a shock that it did get axed, honestly.
Hmm.
How many chapters did it get to? 76, 78, something like that. Um,
Yeah.
so, it was a bit of a shock that got axed. It wasn't that much of a shock that Ayashimon got axed. The series knew it was coming. We sort of knew it was coming. Yeah. Um, moving on to a series that finally one that didn't get axed. Beastars. I read the most recent volume of that today, in fact. So let me just see where I'm talking from.
This ended last year, right?
Yes. No, it ended in 2020. Oh god,
Oh, wow.
I've got 2 volumes of this left. I thought I had 3. Um, right. So 16 to 20, basically. Um, the issue is that because I don't have the actual volumes in front of me, I don't know exactly where I'm going from. I mean, this has very much been I also don't want to
I've
go
heard the
into too
final
many.
arc of this one is kind of divisive.
Yeah, I also don't want to talk too much about this because I know you're watching the anime. Um,
Yes.
but it's very much been focused on. This has been, I feel like, a long final arc. Um, I mean, if I recall correctly, what I talked about last year was probably that stage where it moved from the first half of the series to the second half with uh Legoshi fighting Riz. Um, and I did enjoy that early bit. I'm still enjoying it to a certain extent, but I do think the villain isn't the best. Um, like he's had a lot of attention on him, but I just struggling to sort of get into him. I'm still enjoying like Legoshi, Louis, Haru when she shows up. Um,
Oh, that's an unfortunate issue.
yeah, and some other newer characters that get introduced in the second half. That again, I don't want to mention really to just for your sake, but it's still a good series. Like as I said, I read the most recent volume today, and I definitely did still enjoy it. But I can certainly understand why the final arc is divisive. Certainly for me, as I said, part of it is just the villain is just not the best. Like he's ever present, and he feels like he's stuck around for too long. Like
Oh,
part of the appeal of Riz to a certain extent is that we didn't know it was him until sort of like the climax of the arc. Um,
hmm.
and so it was much more sort of unknown amorphous figure of this person who killed a classmate and ate them. Um, the villain here has been around, as I said, for a while. In fact, actually,
Cammy executed well, but doesn't seem like it was executed well here.
the issue is he's getting a lot of focus chapters.
Ah,
Yeah. Um, like if he'd been introduced where he was, and then the focus had been mostly on like his focus had mostly been on encounters that Legoshi had had with him, then maybe it would work a little bit better. But he's got, as I said, he's got a lot of focus chapters. Like maybe you're supposed to feel a bit sorry for him. I don't know. I also finally found out what the joke behind something or what one of the jokes in TFS's Beastars season 1 in I think it's like 6 minutes or 8 minutes was, which was the Jack having layers like onions.
oh yeah.
I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to spoil it, but I know what that joke is now, and god damn it, Kaiser, fuck you. Um,
You know Kaiser is a furry, and you know he's read Beastars.
oh no, I 100% know he's read Beastars. He's read Beastars and watched Beastars. Um,
Yeah, because that's Kaiser's thing.
he made a video just fucking shouting it out, for God's sake.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, Beastars is still good. I'm not sure if it's quite reached the heights of some of its earlier stuff or some of the earlier stuff in the second half, but I'm still looking forward to seeing where it'll go. Though, as I said, I thought I only had one volume left. I've got two, which pacing's gonna be a little rough, I think. Um, but we move on now to it's a big shonen offering. It's Black Clover. Now I'm
Woohoo!
gonna turn my volume down and take my headphones off, so Jack, you can talk without restraint.
So this is the year that Black Clover took its big old hiatus to prep for its final arc. Uh, so they wrapped up the big battle in the Spade Kingdom in spectacular fashion, and then they ended that arc with a big ass reveal of something that I'm not going to spoil because I don't want to. But yes, so Black Clover has been having a real fun time with its final arc now, what with a time skip between the last arc and the current arc. Long story short, Big Bad reveals himself and yeets Asta over to not Japan, where he meets Yami's friends and sister, and the arc unfolds from there. And I will not spoil anything about the details regarding that either, but it's been very interesting seeing just how this whole bit has played out. I am very, very intrigued by the situation that Asta is in right now, as well as what's going on with the characters from Yami's past. But yes, it will be curious to see how the arc unfolds. But it's hard talking in vagaries. I talk in circles all the time when I'm trying to be vague. But I will require Miller's return. And we will discuss the next series on the list. It is something of a favorite of his.
Okay,
Back
I'm back. Okay. So that is everything I assume for Black Clover. So we will
Yep.
move on to Blue Box, my sports romance offering.
Yep. One of
Oh,
your faves.
yeah, again, holy fucking shit this year. Like the love triangle has intensified, especially considering Hina confessed to Taiki. Um, which yeah, that was a big moment. Um, there's also been like
Boy, oh boy.
I think we ended the year with a summer festival where I think Taiki was initially hanging out with Hina and then ended up walking around and helping a little girl with Chinatsu. Um, but like, oh, it's it's almost so frustrating at times because like you I don't think off the top of my head I haven't reread this series for a while, so I can't remember exactly what happens in each of and every chapter. But I don't think we've ever gotten a outright confession from Chinatsu to anybody with regards to Taiki. I mean, obviously we know Taiki is fully besotted by Chinatsu and is doing his best, but Chinatsu's interest in Taiki has very much been expressed non-verbally, but there are just every so often there are those moments where you're like, oh, holy shit, she does actually, have some feelings for him. Um, and it's just like, oh fuck, please just do it finally. Like they've gone on pseudo dates before. For fuck's sake, please, I'm begging you. Um, and then like there was summer training camp. And afterwards, Taiki basically asked Chinatsu out. Like he said, "Why don't you and I go somewhere?" Um, and then he completely like flubbed it when Chinatsu actually said, "Okay, yeah, where should we go?" Like, like I don't think he expected that answer, and then he was also like, oh fuck, where haven't we gone? What else can we do? And then decided, oh, I want to go shopping for a tracksuit, and it's like, oh god damn it, Taiki. Um, but it does look like, yeah, Taiki is Taiki is gonna try and tell her how he feels at the cafe. That's gonna be the chapter tomorrow, I think. So we will see. Um, but yeah, like I know I love this series. I really do, and I just like it hurts so bad to see these idiots flail. Um, I think we also got some good sports stuff. Um, Let me just check real quickly. So 45 and 46. Um, yeah, that was early on, I think. Oh no, that was Taiki and Chinatsu going to the beach for Chinatsu's birthday on their own, and then ending up having to stay the night in a hotel because there was a landslide that stopped the trains from running.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that happened. That fucking happened.
This can only go well.
Um, yeah. Oh boy, that was that was a time. That was a time. Could have sworn there was 58. Let's try 58. I'm just trying to remember exactly, when there was, because I know there's been a tournament, but I can't remember if it was this year or last year. It honestly might have been last year if I'm this isn't correct. Oh no. No, that's right. We did have a tournament. And it was one where Taiki lost to a guy called Yusa, who's the silent cool type who may also be a dumbass. We don't really know yet. There's two types of those strong silent dumbasses, or two strong silent types. Like either they're played completely straight and they're just cool, or they're subverted and they're complete dumbasses. Um, I don't think there's been enough evidence yet for Yusa, but there was a joint training camp with Yusa's school where Taiki managed to beat Yusa, which was really fucking cool. Um, so, uh, so yeah, Blue Box, really like it. Obviously gonna continue reading it. Cannot wait to see what this fucking tracksuit shopping and cafe date is gonna look like. I'm sure it'll frustrate the fuck out of me to a certain extent, but
Mill, you don't have a romance without having some teasing
I
of the
know, I
readership.
know. But at the same time, I also want to see a series that actually deals with, the actual dating part rather than just the chase.
Yeah,
Um, but we should move on to it's another Act One. It's Doron Dororon, which
rip.
also started last year. I think, yeah. It started. It was in the same batch as Ayashimon and Protect Me Sugamaru, all of which died. Um, was there anything else in that batch? No, there was not. Okay.
Nope. That batch was just straight up cursed.
Yep, that batch died. Though, to be fair to it, it lasted longer than I thought it would. Because it hit 36 chapters. And, once you get past 30, you're like, okay, this seems likely to survive. It's not impossible, but yeah, it got the axe. But again, fell into the same trap as Ayashimon of being a supernaturally focused battle shonen. Um, Honestly, Ayashimon's so better than this and got axed a lot earlier than this. So, as I said, I was, genuinely pleasantly surprised to see it live longer than. Because Ayashimon got axed issue 26, Protect Me Sugamaru got axed issue 27. Doron Dororon made it to issue 39. So, I was. Every week that the table of contents came out, I was just like, is this going to be the week that Doron dies? Go on, it's gonna happen at some point. There's no way they let it live. And yeah, I was right, they didn't let it live. But it managed to end fairly well, if obviously rushed. Let me just have a look at the last chapter. Yeah, it managed to end relatively happily. Obviously, it rushed the story, but got the ending. So I'll take that compared to something like Ayashimon, which blue balled the fuck out of us. It was a decent series. I enjoyed it for what it was. It wasn't amazing, and I'm not like exactly shocked that it died. Um, yeah, it wasn't selling particularly well either. it didn't sell well. It did not sell well. Um, so yeah, not much else to say about it. Next up, it's another big shonen offering, and it's one we didn't realize until right before the stream. Doctor Stone. Doctor Stone did actually end this year. We
It just
forgot
ended
about
so
that.
yeah that we forgot. Yeah, we're like, oh, this ended sometime last year, right? No, it ended really early this year, almost exactly 4 years after it started, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was pretty much exactly 4 years. I think it was off like by a day maybe.
Yeah, it was off by like a day, which is wild.
Oh yeah. Let's have a look. Yeah, yeah. Original run March 6th to March 7th. 5 years almost to the day. Um,
5 years. Yeah, that makes more sense.
so we had chapters 224 to 232 this year. What was
But that was only
224?
literally like 2 months worth of chapters.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
224 was the chapter where they went to space.
Oh, that was great. That was fun.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, this was just basically the final stretch of Doctor Stone, which took a turn for the wild towards the end.
Yeah, it wasn't the best ending it could have done, I don't think. Um,
No, but I've
and
seen
I
series
think
have far worse endings.
obviously yes, we've both seen series with worse endings. Domestic Girlfriend. Um,
Why would you bring that up?
because I have to bring it up. Um, but at the
Uh,
same time, like, against obviously spoiler warnings for this entire stream, but Y-Man was kind of a wet fart. Um, like it didn't. It felt like there was a lot of build up, and then it almost. I gotta wonder if Inagaki and Boichi were like, oh, holy shit, we actually have the chance to, almost end on the day that we started. Should we take it? Yeah, go for it. I was like, okay, we're gonna have to do this though. Yeah, okay.
fuck it. We'll do it live.
I don't know. I also just wonder if they were sort of getting a little tired of the series. It'd been going on 5 years by this point. And I imagine that, Doctor Stone is one of those series that takes a lot of work to write, just from the
Yeah,
science.
because you know how much science, you know how many breaks I took for science research for this series.
Yeah. Um, so, like as I said, I would not be surprised if Boichi, Inagaki, in particular, was getting a little tired of writing Doctor Stone. Um, you know, if that's the way he really wanted to end it, then that's obviously his prerogative. Um, as said, I personally thought it could have been a little better, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. Um, Speaking of things that could have been better, um, let me just check on the full name for this. Oh, okay, no full name. Um, Moving on to Earthchild.
Is this another Axe one? I think
Yes,
it's
it
Axe,
is.
right?
Yes, it is.
Rip.
Um, it's a series that never really got going, and you could always sort of tell that, yeah, this is gonna die, isn't it? um, what chapter? Made it up to chapter 27, which again, longer than I expected. Um, it very much felt like towards in the sort of certainly for Doron and Earthchild, they were basically waiting for a new set of series they could introduce. Because the ones that replaced it were Tokyo Demon Bride Story and Ginka and Gluna. Um, so yeah, there was a definite gap between introductions.
Mm-hmm.
But
It
yeah.
was like a month or so, wasn't it?
So let me see. Um, okay, let me change this up. Um, that's not helpful. Let me try and do that maybe. I don't. No, that's not gonna fucking work. Let me try and do that again then. So Akane-Banashi and Earthchild were together. Um, Akane-Banashi was volume 11. Earthchild was issue 12. Sorry. Um, Super Smartphone issue 23. Was that on its own? I think it was. There's nothing else
I think so.
around it.
Didn't Super Smartphone also get axed?
Yes. Um, then Aliens Area in issue 27, and then Ruri Dragon in issue 28. Um, and then, yeah, we had a bit.
Okay, being honest here, we're going to be talking about a Love Axe series.
Um, yeah, so then we got Tokyo Demon Bride Story issue 40, and then Ginka and Gluna at 41. Then we've gotten a big drop in the last couple of weeks of let's see, Ichinose Family's Deadly Sins volume issue 50, Cypher Academy 51, Ichigoki's Under Control 52, and then Fabricant 100 in the most recent issue. Um, None of which we won't be talking about any of those really new ones just because we don't have enough to talk about. They all
Mm-hmm.
seem interesting except for Ichigoki. Ichigoki is a gag manga and wasn't that funny. Um, which should see.
There's another gag manga that you don't think is funny that's still somehow
Yeah,
persisting
that's what I was
despite your
about to
best
say. That should see its demise, but we will fucking see on that front. Because we all know what fucking
editor in chief.
The editor in chief likes. So to be fair, Shugamaru also died. It was a gag manga and it died. So Magu-chan gag manga died. I really don't know why he's deciding to keep fucking High School Family around. It makes no sense to me because it still sells like dog shit. But I'm not going on another 8-minute rant about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm supposed to be talking about Earthchild, and the fact that it got so off track with it is, probably
Very telling.
says something a little bit about it. It had an interesting concept for a shonen Jump series, and I'm not entirely sure if that's what sealed its demise or not. But like, I never really got into it. I was mostly reading it out of obligation, and it was rushed. It felt like a series that knew it was demised. It knew its demise was coming from day one, and rushed a lot of shit, and then was told, actually, keep it going for a few more weeks. We don't have anything ready yet. Because it had this big thing. So basically, the concept was there are people called Earth Children who have superpowers, who are basically born to protect Earth in one instance, and then they'll probably die. They'll probably die doing it. Female main character is an Earthchild. Male main character is not. They fell in love. They had a kid. The female main character went off to do her mission and got like fucking carbonized in space. So the dad and the kid, who is also an Earthchild, train to go up and retrieve the stone statue that is their wife and mother. And try and unpetrify her. And yeah, that felt like it was going to be a big thing of, oh, they managed to do that, and that's where the series ends. No, they did a time skip where the kid was in like elementary school, maybe middle school, I can't remember. And then they fought God.
The fuck?
Yeah. Like, God was like, you Earth children shouldn't be fucking surviving. I'ma smash you. And the dad was like, no, you can't smash them, they have a life. And God was like, fuck you, I'm God. I think they got a happy ending. Let me check the last chapter. Yeah, that's right. You graduated, what was it? Fucking, elementary school? Yeah. The kid graduated elementary school, and then I think the, mom and dad had, like, an anniversary or something while he went off with his friends. I don't fucking remember. I don't care about this series enough to remember. So instead, I will move on to a series I do greatly care about, which is The Elusive Samurai.
Okay, go ahead. Enjoy your hours worth of gushing about this series, Mel.
I mean, I can't gush too much about the first sort of mini arc that started the year because it was fucking terrible. Well, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. Like, it involved a spoiled brat being jealous of Tokiyuki. And like, Tokiyuki having a fucking what was it? Battle him in a, I think it was either tag or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, tag. Um, and yeah, the kid just wasn't sympathetic at all. Like very, very just unpleasant. So like, yeah. Um, let's see, Elusive Samurai. Um, that's right. After that, that's when we got some really good. We got a couple of really good arcs because we got them going to, I think, was it um, or Kyoto, which is like the shogun and the emperor's like a backyard. So they had to be really careful, but they also tried to assassinate what's his face, um, Takauji, and fucking Matsui just went all fucking out with the art in those chapters. Like 56, where is it there? Let me just have a quick look at it. Okay. Chapter after that. Yeah, there were. I think there was two pages that were like full pages, and again, just super freaky and super detailed. Yeah, there's one, and I think there was. No, it wasn't in that chapter. But yeah, there was a really fucking creepy one. It was really cool. I loved it.
Noise.
And yeah, Takuji is like a complete monster, and that was very, very apparent in that series of chapters. Once they got back, they started the basically rebellion to try and take back the shogun position, um, which feels kind of early because it only happened sort of in the 60s, 70s, I think, something like that. We're up to chapter 89. Um, but Matsui has never really been, an author to stick around. And obviously, we don't know if the series will end with the rebellion or if it'll go past that. We don't know. Um, Obviously, history
Mm.
says the rebellion is unsuccessful, but we'll see if Matsui is going to end like that.
It doesn't seem like Matsui's style, at least from Ass Class.
Hmm. To be fair, the ending of Ass Class was bittersweet.
Yeah, but ending it with a failed rebellion by the protagonist would be just plain bitter.
It would. Obviously, we'll have to see. Matsui seems is good enough that he could end, make that a bittersweet ending. We'd have to see. But as I said, I don't know. Some elements he is stuck to history rigidly, some he hasn't. Um, but we've gotten more instances of the murder children, which is great. um, uh, so they took down Shokan, the mercenary who Tokiyuki had initially fought on his own and had basically like uh, taken the fighting spirit out of him. They came across each other again, and Tokiyuki used his special move, which involved letting one of his retainers swing at him while he turned his back to Shokan. And so his fleeing instincts kicked in. He jumped backwards and was able to stab Shokan through the throat. So yeah, and then we've had couple more fights with the Hisashi-ban. who are this basically elite force under the Ashikaga, which has been really cool. And the other retainers have managed to have basically been doing the hard work there to a certain extent. So that was nice. They're getting stuff to do. But yeah, this series still one of my favorites. Still really enjoyable. I look forward to seeing where Matsui takes it next. Um,
Mm.
but we move on to I think the newest series on this list, which is Ginka and Gluna.
Yeah.
So this one has actually been really interesting and quite enjoyable. Um, like the basic premise, if I recall correctly, is that Ginka is a powerful magician who's been forced to take the form of a snowman because I think, like his soul has been split up into many pieces and has been spread about the world. Um, was it? No, it wasn't his soul. It was his body, I think. Soul or body, one of those two. um, and he came across Gluna, who was a young girl in the mountains, and the magical snowman taught her magic. And now they're looking for the rest of Ginka, and it's been a fun enough series so far. Concept is interesting. The art is nice enough. I like Gluna as a character. She's been quite fun. Um, I hope this does well enough to survive. Is all I can really say, because it's only on like chapter 13. 14 comes out tomorrow. So
Damn.
give it another couple of months and we'll see if it manages to survive. Um, I think it did manage to get a color page recently. Yeah, it managed to get a color page last chapter. Um, so fingers crossed. The fact that it's got a color page is a good sign. Um, all can do is hope and wait. Um, Up next, didn't come out this year as far as I know, but I read it this year. The ID Invaded manga series, hashtag break broken. So just give me a second. So this was this is a continuation on the anime. Um, and
Oh, it's a
honestly, it was
continuation.
yeah, um, yeah, it was story set after, and it was actually really cool. Um, because it was what was it? It's been a few months since I read it, so I'm trying to remember exactly what it was about. I think it was like the concept of infinity. Um, because like the well that Sakaido entered was was basically a highway, and the cars kept going to the end, crashing, and then reverting back to the start. I think, if I recall correctly. Um, and like basically what Sakaido eventually had to do was accelerate fast enough that he could basically. I can't remember this. It was a hard concept to understand when I was reading it. I can't remember it well enough to explain it. I enjoyed the manga. It's a really nice supplement to the anime. Um,
I need to read it then.
yeah, I would recommend reading it. Like, it's not gonna replace a full second season, but which it seems unlikely at this stage. But who the fuck knows? But certainly, yeah. As I said, I enjoyed it. It was once again high concept. As ID Invaded tends to be. There was an entire fucking like page of like basically jibber jabber. Um,
Bill?
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just reading the summaries for the volumes just to see if I can like try and remember. Um, yeah, no, I don't remember enough, and honestly, I don't want to spoil too much because I do want you to read it because as I said, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good continuation, and well worth getting. So yeah, we move on to our next big shonen offering with Jujutsu Kaisen. So where are we covering up from?
I think it's the Cullen games, basically.
Yeah. So, oh no, what it was the year started off with fucking Reggie, Megami and Reggie's fight.
Oh,
So that was
that's
that
a
was a
fun one.
really fucking cool fight. And the like a really cool win for Megami. Um,
Yep.
then we moved on to Utah, I think.
Yeah, that was Utah. Utah with his whole excellent three-way fight.
Yeah. Uh, I loved getting to see it because it's obviously I don't think I'd watched Zero the film by then, but I don't think it'd come out in the West yet. Had it? When did it come out?
Came out around like Marchish, I think. I could be wrong. It was sometime in the first half of the year.
Let me check. Um,
Damage Jujutsu Kaisen's on break this week.
yeah, yeah. Um, Volume Zero, which came out release. No, Jujutsu Kaisen Zero film. Tried that release theatrical. Um, yeah, March of this year. Um, that was when the youth stuff was really starting to kick off. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so having read Volume Zero and watching Volume Zero, it was really cool to see how Yuta had progressed even more than what we saw in his fight with Yuji. Because he's a savage little motherfucker.
Oh yeah, he does not fuck around.
Like he killed that what was it, bug cockroach curse spirit
It was a cockroach. Cockroach curse.
by fucking biting into it and expelling like reverse curse energy. Like Jesus Christ, Yuta. um, and then yeah, he took on the other two strongest sorcerers in the area in a brutal menage a trois, and
Yep.
fucking bodied both of them.
Yep.
After that, we got the bullshit that is Hikari's fucking domain. He's
Hikari's
so
domain expansion is
bullshit.
absolute hacks.
He is so bullshit, and I love him.
It's absolutely great. No wonder the higher ups hate his domain.
Like it is predicated on him getting lucky in pachinko, and it happens every time.
Yeah, and it's based off a fucking dating manga, a shoujo manga, basically.
He's such a fucking asshole, and he faces Kashimo, who again is like certainly one of the strongest sorcerers that Kenjaku has resurrected, and like Kashimo just keeps taking chunks off of Hikari, who just heals.
Yeah, no. Hikari is absolute bullshit.
He is complete bullshit, and it's just so fucking funny. It is so funny. He should have lost so many times. I think he did still like lose his arm.
Yeah, and then he said he'll grow it back later.
God, that fucking asshole. Like, I genuinely kind of feel for Kashimo because, like, he's such a fucking. It's so bullshit.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely bullshit. Also,
Ugh.
Hikari fucks up this one dude named Bernard, who is just like, has no idea what he's getting into.
Yeah. And then we get to see fully awakened Maki again, because she's running rampant in the Sakurajima colony with Kamo.
Yep.
And then that piece of shit Naoya turns back up in cursed spirit form.
Turns out there was an even bigger cockroach than the cockroach spirits.
Yeah. Um,
Don't worry, Maki puts him down for good this time.
yeah. Maki's just fucking great.
Love Maki.
Yeah, no, Maki is always wonderful. And after that, we start getting onto Kenjaku shenanigans.
Yep. And we're actually getting to see Yuki and her fighting abilities now.
Yeah, we got to see Choso get bodied by Kenjaku. um,
Poor Chosa.
but he managed to do enough that Yuki felt confident enough to enter the fight. And turns out she is fucking feral.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely fucking great.
Again,
he does not fuck around.
You see the fucking inspiration that fucking Akatami and Horikoshi take from each other. Because if I had a nickel for every time there was a badass female character with a fucked up arm who just goes feral on one of the main villains, I'd have 2 nickels. But it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah, it's not a lot. Weird that happened twice. But at the same time, like, fucking hell, Yuki.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, don't worry, I can heal this later. Right now, I gotta beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, like, fucking Kenjaku hits her with basically his domain attack, and is like, all right, while she's healing, I'll be able to replenish my curse techniques, because after a domain you can't use them. No, she's just like, no, fuck you, I'm gonna kick the shit out of you, and he's like, why won't you heal yourself? I don't wanna.
Absolutely.
And yeah, the chapter ends with Choso coming out of nowhere to steal the kill.
Yep. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was what Yuki was counting on, but still.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that was part of the plan, but it's still happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen is still fucking great.
Oh yeah, we didn't even mention the big plot twist about the angel.
Oh yeah, what was it?
I don't remember her name.
Oh, we also forgot about the fucking comedian guy and his bullshit. We forgot about the comedian guy and his utter bullshit.
Anything he considers funny becomes reality. Absolute bullshit.
Yeah. And it's just like he doesn't know what his curse technique is. We thought he was gonna be like fucking Nanami reincarnated. Nope, he's just a dumb asshole.
Yep.
Whose dick is hanging out.
Yep. Yeah, Hanakurusu is the angel's name.
And turns out she's trying to kill the disgraced one, who is Sukuna.
Shocker.
Yeah. Fucking shocker. Um, we also we sort of skimmed over Kenjaku's like wider game plan, which involved
It's
getting
complicated.
it involved getting the fucking US involved, which is always a um whatchamacallit, thorny subject, let's say.
Yes, yes.
Um, so we'll obviously see where that goes once Kenjaku has been, I would assume, driven off, because this is what he's doing right now is kind of his win condition.
Hmm.
If he manages to absorb Tengen, that's it. He wins, I think. So
Yeah, I'm imagining that that's not going to be how it plays out.
yeah, I imagine obviously he won't die, but I imagine Choso and Yuki managed to drive him off.
Yeah.
Um,
Managed to wound him badly enough that he has to retreat.
yeah,
Either that or someone else drops in for a last minute kill steal.
who knows? Um, so we should move on to our next series, which is Kageki Shojo.
Oh boy.
Um,
So, have you gotten past the anime material yet?
yeah, I believe I have. Yes, I can't remember exactly. Again, it's been a while since I had got my last volume. There was a bit of a gap. Um, but yeah, I think I am. Am I past it yet? Fuck, I don't remember. I'm either past it or I've literally like just hit where the anime ended. I said I can't. Let me try something. Nope, that was a dumb move without adding my name to it as well. I'm just gonna see if I've mentioned anything in the server, basically. Come on. Search. Nope, I have not. Right. Or did I just not do the full name? Nope, I just haven't mentioned it. Great. Okay. Um. Let me. Oh, come on! Don't do that. That's dumb. Does that every so often when I try and do the middle button scroll. It'll stick around and fuck up. Volume 6. That's right. Yes, I am still on anime material. Volume 6 covered Yamada's stuff.
Oh, okay.
If I recall correctly. And I think
So you're almost to the end of the anime then.
I think I think I am at the end of the anime. Basically, I think I've just have. I think the end of Volume 6 was the reveal that Sarasa got the role. Um, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next volume, which I am getting soon, because that is going to be all new material. And it's still good because there was again I can't remember what volume this was in. This is why I'm surprised I didn't see any of it in the fucking server because I thought I'd talked about it, but
I don't think so.
um during the that sports festival or during it or just before it. Either way, like Sarasa came across the headmaster of the of the school and just started like talking to him and just talking to him about fucking coca theater stuff and all that jazz. Um, so and like gets to know him, and then she sees him later on and is like, "Oh hey, old dude," and everyone's like, "What the fuck did you just say to the principal?" And he's like, "Oh hello, Sarasa. Very nice to see you." Like, yeah, I love Sarasa.
Gosh, that's great.
Yeah. So, yeah, looking forward to getting to new stuff for this one. Um, but we should move on to it's the big one. It's Kaguya-sama Love is War, which ended this year.
It's kind of wild that this series has finally actually ended. One of the biggest rom-coms of the past decade. Honestly, I'm pretty satisfied with the ending. The series basically finishes its last couple arcs and then spends a good dozen or so chapters giving epilogues to all the main cast,
Mm.
which I think is really neat in concept.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're still reading volume only, right?
I haven't started the volumes, so don't be afraid to go into spoilers.
Nah, I won't go into too much detail. Just rest assured that as expected, the main couple is officially together by the end, and all that. As well as we get neat, satisfying little epilogues for all the rest of the main cast,
Mm.
some of which are funny, some of which are heartfelt, some of which are a bit of both.
Yeah.
Like I do like that the main cast all get really good send-offs,
Mm.
as well as just dedicated send-offs. Because a lot of series don't really do that. They usually just do like a quick little single panel with some text in the epilogue, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is really nice ending for the series, and does a good job of showcasing the character development all the main characters have had, and how they've grown over the course of the series.
Is it like a flash forward or something?
Some are flash forward, some aren't.
Right.
Uh, a lot of it flashes forward like maybe a year or two past where the main storyline is.
Right.
The series ends with Kage and Shiragane's class graduating.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff in the epilogues that takes place afterwards.
Okay.
But
But
yeah.
if that's, is there anything else you want to say about Kaguya?
Um. Well, yeah, it's damn good series. Honestly, I'd say it's entered probably my top 10 manga
Hmm.
pretty easily.
Fair enough. Um, but otherwise, we will move on to Kaiju number 8.
The series has been going fucking wild.
It has, but it's also, to me, it's felt disjointed.
Mm,
Because we had a month's break at the start of the year.
mm,
Then we had a month's break, um, August to September. I think
right.
another one is coming up.
Yeah, they just entered a big arc right now
Hmm.
where it's very battle heavy right now. I don't
Um,
know if it's going to be after that or like right now that
yeah,
we have another hiatus.
yeah,
The hiatuses are a bit annoying, but at the same time, like the author's been putting out really good work,
mm,
and them being able to him being able to take a break every now and again is always a good thing.
yeah. So we got a training arc with Kafka. We got a training arc
With Kikaru a little bit.
with Kikaru. Certainly him taking on another one of the kaiju weapons.
Oh no, that's not Kikuru. That's Hoshino.
Hoshino.
Hoshino
Okay,
rather.
Hoshino. That's who I
Yeah,
was talking
Hoshino
about.
took
Yeah,
on another. Though I think Kikuru also got a kaiju weapon that
very
she's using right
possibly.
now.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I think she got her mother's kaiju weapon.
yeah. I need to reread the stuff from this year because I'm honestly struggling. Um,
Yeah,
I've been
yeah. The semi-weekly releases don't really help.
yeah. Um, but it's still enjoyable regardless. But I do think some of the hype
Diminished.
has been diminished because of the hiatuses in the release schedule. Like obviously if that's how the author wants to do it, then obviously that's how they should do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been difficult. As I said, I want to go back and reread from basically chapter 55 onwards, which was the um sort of the
Start of the
start
year.
of the second act, I would say. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Certainly the first chapter after the big big battle that ended up with Shinomiya's dad dying.
Yep.
Well, not dying and or being absorbed by a kaiju.
A good old number 9, who is just being a really irritating asshole.
Yeah. So yeah, it's still, as I said, still definitely a good series, but release schedule is not doing it any favors.
It is getting an upcoming anime adaptation, which I expect will be fucking spectacular, depending on who gets it.
I imagine it'll probably go up to the end of that battle.
Maybe. Yeah, probably, depending on how it's paced, because the manga is pretty breezily paced in terms of the chapters,
Yeah.
by the chapter. Because not a
Obviously,
lot happens chapter by chapter, I don't
yeah.
think.
It
It's
also
very quick.
it also just depends on how many
Which
episodes it
studio gets.
gets, what studio gets it, how many episodes it gets, that sort of thing. But there's
I don't imagine we'll be getting this anime until either late next year or early the year after,
yeah,
at the
but
earliest.
but the other thing is that there's enough fighting in this series that that will up the chapter per episode count.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
Even
it'll
just a little
easily
bit.
get into like the 40s or 50s of chapters adapted.
Yeah. So yeah, I do think that's probably where they're gonna end it, just because that seems like the most fitting place to end it.
Mm-hmm.
But we should move on to our next series, which is Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. So what I'm going to be talking about today, there's only been 2 volumes out this year. Um,
Boy, oh boy.
Volume 3, which covered the last of the anime material, and Volume 4, which I got today, and was the first new stuff that I'd read from it. First things first, for Volume 3, a lot of the stuff that they did with the Alien anime was anime original, like a lot of the drama.
Huh. Interesting.
So that was interesting to find out. For Volume 4, honestly, I think it might be some of the best Eizouken I've seen, which is saying a lot.
Interesting.
Because it was really, really interesting in that, to a certain extent, Asakusa snapped. In that, obviously she's the director and basically the writer for the story, but none of the projects they'd worked on had any story because of time constraints. And so basically got really frustrated that she, had all these ideas for these stories around, the base concept of what they did, with the girl in the tank, with the mecha anime, and with the alien anime, and she had to compromise to the point where she couldn't include that stuff.
Hmm.
And so she basically as I said, she basically snapped and went, "No, I'm not compromising anymore. We're making an anime with a story my way." And it was a really interesting story because, let me just think back to earlier today. Because it was basically like set in a post-apocalyptic world. An astronaut crash landed on a planet. Was found by a bunch of villagers who also cohabited their village with Tanukis. Tanukis were a big part of this volume, I should point out.
Oh.
Because they also did a trip to a snowy area. I can't remember exactly where they said it was. Where Asakusa and Mizusaki went to search for hidden Tanuki treasure, and Kanamori, who had been like, "No, I'm not going on fucking holiday with you," also ended up being there because of a part-time job, or a freelance job or something like that. And basically, Asakusa gets upset that Tanukis are being forced to move by basically human development. So she finds them a new home and happens to find the treasure there, but decides to keep it a secret so that the Tanukis don't get disturbed anymore. Which is what spawns this idea of astronaut crash lands in this village with people and Tanuki. They're being attacked by a more advanced civilization. And the end point, or the end of the story, is the more advanced civilization kidnaps the astronaut. Turns out that they are basically, what they're trying to do is they either saw or had records of a environmental disaster that destroyed the world. So they're trying to stop the villagers from doing another one, basically, I think. I can't remember the exact details because the story kept changing as they went on. And eventually they end up, the villagers and the advanced society end up negotiating, and ends up with the Tanukis revealing that they are actually an outer space species as well, and
Huh.
like the actual ending ended up being the Tanukis and the astronaut just left them to their squabbles, because they weren't being rational or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was cool. Like, one chapter was basically just the entire story, which was really cool. I really would have loved to see how they did that in the anime, because it would have been really cool to see if they would have just done an episode that is just an entirely different anime.
That could have been neat.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the volume I got today. Again, the release schedule is spotty at best. As I said, volume 3 I got, I think, in February, and I'm just getting volume 4. Volume 5 is slated to come out in May, which isn't terrible, but it's still not great. But yeah, I really enjoyed the volume that I read today, and I want to read it again just to try and soak up everything that I can. But as I said, what really interested me was Asakusa's refusal to compromise in the end. Like that was a really interesting aspect of storytelling that that they previously hadn't covered. Like they covered a lot of a lot of how a creator feels in the anime, which is part of what made me feel so, or what made Asakusa feel so relatable. Um, so getting to see more of that was really good. But we should move on to another series I've started because I watched the anime. This one has not reached any post anime content yet. Kemono Jihen.
Oh boy. How's the manga compared to the anime?
It's been pretty good so far. I've been enjoying it. I mean, I'm really not that far in. I think I'm only a couple of volumes in. Um, but I've definitely been enjoying getting to read the manga. Um, like I'm trying to remember where I am at this point. Okay, wow, yeah, I think I've only just gotten to have I even gotten to that stuff? I must have. I've got volume 2, don't I? Let me check. Could have sworn I had volume 2, but I didn't think I'd gotten to that stuff. Um Okay, yeah, I'm waiting for volume 3. Um so yeah, I did get volume 2. Yeah, I did. Um Wow. Okay, I think we've gotten to. So we did the weird cat story, um, or the weird like Nekomata story, I guess, rather than cat. Um, the one that the kimono that turns dudes into cats, which was weird. Um,
That's always fun.
yeah, and
Also, it looks like you got the German edition for the
yeah,
screen.
I know. As long as I'm not buying the fucking German edition, it's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I think so. I think we did. I think the second half of Volume 2 was Akira and Carbonate going into the sewers. Um, and I were we then introduced to what's his name? The vampire dude, Mihai. I think that's where
Mm.
we go next. Yeah. Um, so I imagine the next volume will cover the factory arc.
Oh, that's fun.
And
That's a
then,
fun arc.
and then after that, we get to go meet Shiki's family, which will be fun.
Oh, joy.
Which will be fun. Oh god.
Oh boy.
I'm looking forward to see how bad they go in the fucking manga.
Manga is almost always more graphic
Graphic,
than the
yeah.
anime. Oh boy.
Yeah, we will see. We will see. Um, but yeah, I didn't really want to spend too much time on this because I am only 2 volumes in and it's all anime stuff. I just wanted to mention that I am reading it. Because I really liked Kemono Jihen. So instead we should move on to Komi can't communicate.
Oh
Again,
boy.
I'm gonna have to be vague because obviously you're watching the anime now, and I don't want to
I did spoil away. I'll probably forget it by the time I get back into the series.
I mean, it was sort of an out on my part as well because I don't there's been a lot of fucking volumes, dude. Actually, no,
You know what? Fair.
there hasn't been that many. There's only been. Is 5 a lot of volumes per year? There was 6 last year, so it's sort of reduced. Actually, no, there's another one coming out this year. It's gonna hit 6 again. It comes out every 2 months. um, yeah, I'm trying to remember. I might have to go to the Komi wiki for this. Gonna have to try and work off of titles basically, I think. So we are volume 17, which does not. Oh, it was the Culture Festival. Oh, right. Oh, that was the year. The year was split on Culture Festival stuff. Okay. Okay. Wow. Culture Festival was a big moment. Really big moment. Uh, cause so basically year 2 introduces a new character, Rumiko Manbagi, who is
Mm-hmm.
a basically a Garu, um, who like tries too hard at the start of the year and ends up becoming friends with Komi because she like doesn't judge Rumiko. And Rumiko like tones down the Garu stuff as well, but
Mm.
Rumiko ends up getting a crush on Tadano.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
I all love triangle shenanigans. I wonder how that could play out.
yeah. So there's all that awkwardness, and then as I said, at the Culture Festival, um, Komi and Rumiko have a basically reveal to each other that yes, they both have a crush on Tadano, and so there's a like uh bunch of moments where like one of them will get like a moment with Tadano and then they'll like try and correct it so both of them have that moment with Tadano who is just like completely confused. um what else was there? We got the return of cross-dressing Tadano for a mixer, where Najimi just abandons them. Oh, that's right. There was a chapter where where Tadano and Komi get locked in a pea storage cupboard because Najimi is wearing earbuds, like AirPods. That's what it is, AirPods. Like they're wearing AirPods and they lock the door with Komi and Tadano in there and they can't hear them, yelling to let them out. So they just walk away, just swinging the keys and whistling while listening to something. It's just like, god damn it. um, but yeah, Komi is still great. Like, I still really enjoy Komi. Um, yeah, I got 2 episodes. Oh, that's right. Yes, they go to America in volume 21. Um, which was they go to New York, which was quite fun. Um, yeah. Um, oh, They pull their oh no, there's only one room shenanigans with Tadano and Rumiko, which was fun.
Why does that keep happening?
Because it's a romance trope, damn it. Yeah, that's all I've really got to say. Komi is still wonderful. And it's what's really nice is that Komi is actually starting to properly speak more and more.
That's good.
Like she doesn't obviously do it especially often, but or for especially long pieces of dialogue. But she certainly with Rumiko, she talks a fair decent amount. For how she usually is, which is quite nice. Well, we should now move on to yet another big shonen, My Hero Academia.
Before you go, Mill, before you mute yourself, what's the last arc you finished in this one?
I haven't gone. It's the war arc basically. Like the last.
Oh,
thing
you're towards the end of the war arc.
Last thing I read is still Izuku leaving UA.
Oh, okay, so the very end of the war arc. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't gone another.
So there have been 4 small arcs between that arc and the current arc, and we're on the final arc right now.
Final arc of My Hero.
Yep. I believe the first 3 of those arcs were covered last year. Yep, those were all last year. And towards the end of last year was the reveal of the traitor at UA.
Yep, I know that one, thanks to fucking spoilers.
Yep.
Fun!
Yeah, I'm not going to go too much into the Final War stuff because there's been a lot of it. It's been fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And you already caught a bunch of spoilers on it anyways.
Yeah, I just get spoiled on MHA so wearily often at this point.
It's one of the big manga.
I know. But I managed to avoid... The issue is because I follow fucking, like, Totodeku artists. Like, and I like a lot of Totodeku art. Like, I get that stuff showing up. But it does feel like people talk about My Hero more than other series.
I mean, it's literally like My Hero then One Piece in terms of people talking about it online.
One Piece, yeah, that one I have just disavowed enough that I managed to avoid spoilers for it the vast majority of the time, thankfully. The one that, again, I'm kind of surprised about is Jujutsu Kaisen. So I do follow the topic on Twitter, but it
has gotten spoiled occasionally for me.
I have been spoiled occasionally, but it's relatively rare, which is quite nice.
Yeah, not as common as Hero Aka or One Piece.
Yeah, Hero Aka, as I said, I get spoiled on so wearily often.
Yeah. My only issue so far with the Final War arc is that's been dragging a bit, and there have been a couple of fake outs that I'm annoyed with. But I won't go into more detail than that. It has been pretty interesting seeing how the battles played out and the back and forth amongst the strategic back and forth going on.
Yeah.
It was fun to see good old strategy win the day and all that. So, not easy for anyone involved. Yeah, no. Crazy shit going on. No idea how long this final arc is going to last, because it's quite the doozy. Yeah.
But if you don't want me to leave so you can go into more detail, then we can move on.
Yeah, we can move on. I'm trying to be big on this one.
My Hero Academia Vigilantes, which also finished this year.
God damn.
So let me go there. Vigilantes chapters. Well, actually, I should see if I. Fingers crossed they haven't. Okay, good. They haven't gotten to 2020 chapters or 2022 chapters. Sorry, yet. So, um, where did we end off? That's
Did
right.
you wind up finishing this series, or are you volume only on this one?
No, I finished it. I stopped being volume only after a while. Um,
Can't blame you.
so Koichi basically was fighting number seven. Was it number seven? I think it was number seven. Um,
Ah,
uh, which kind of dragged out for a while.
mm,
Like, um, let's see. So that was 1, 2, 4. Let's have a look at 1, 2, 3. Is he still fighting him? Yeah, he's still fighting. He's still basically almost fighting him. Um, like it's the last moment. Is 1, 2, 3. Um, the year started with 1, 1, 1, 7, where it was like it felt like it should have ended because
oh boy.
Koichi had a big like power up moment and punched a hole in the villain, and yet it still didn't end. That would be my one gripe. The last arc was dragged out like hell.
Mm-hmm.
Might just be a My Hero thing at this point. It was still enjoyable enough, but it was dragged out, and we got a nice moment of Koichi actually being able to become a villain. Not being able to become a villain, being able to become a hero. Um, but he had to do it in America because things weren't great for him in Japan, given that he was a very prominent vigilante.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, yeah, Koichi sums it up in the final chapter as, "At the moment, I'm looking at massive debt and a ton of impending lawsuits, so I can't live in Japan. So instead, he's working as a sidekick for Captain Celebrity in the US."
Nice. Good for him.
Which was quite nice. But they didn't fucking like have Koichi and Pop get together, which was disappointing. Like really disappointing. Um, though the plus side is that fucking Knuckle Duster survived and is still around beating the shit out of people. That old bastard.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. I'm glad he survived. And is still beating the shit out of people. But it's like, how did you survive? You shouldn't have survived. I'm not
Nano
even saying
machine,
that because
son.
he's. I'm not even saying that because he's quirkless. By the way, I'm saying that because he got a building dropped on him and blew himself up.
Fucking how?
I think he blew himself up. I can't remember. He certainly got a building dropped on him.
Oh,
Uh,
I almost forgot. There is a spoiler for the main manga that you can listen to that I want to mention before hopping back into Vigilantes and or moving on.
yeah.
Uh, we find out that Shigaraki played League of Legends. No wonder he's such a salty bastard.
Yeah. Let's see. Sorry, I absolutely want to see um what the fuck actually happened to Knuckle Duster in that final arc. Sam the Bomb. Oh no, he just got fucking shot multiple times. But also
Oh, that's so much more survivable.
took some drugs. He did have bulletproof armor on, so like I think it was more just like blunt force injury. He tried to blow himself up. And then like one of the other characters, Soga, was like, "No! Stop trying to fucking kill yourself. Stop trying to explode yourself, you idiot." Oh no, that's what happened. He fucking it was number 6 rather than number 7. And he tried to blow up number 6 once before. Um God damn it. Oh, god damn it, Knuckle Duster, you old tough bastard. He's a tough old bastard, he really is. Yeah, Vigilantes is definitely a series worth reading. I would definitely recommend it. But we should move on to tiny little series. You know, I don't think either of us have really kept up with it this year, but we read it. We should mention it. It's One Piece.
Oh, that's quite a small series. Lots of crazy shit happened this year. My
Yeah.
goodness.
So, big spoiler warning. We are going
Yeah,
to be
lots
talking
of
about big spoilers
game-changing
here.
plot twists in
Yeah.
this one.
So we started the year with Zoro beating King.
Yes. And then we got Kid-in-Law versus Big Mom, which was one hell of a fight.
Yeah.
And then we got the rest of Luffy versus Kaido, which included the reveal of Gear 5th, which is Luffy's awakening. And oh yeah, his devil fruit is not what we thought it was.
Yep, it is actually a Zoan.
A mythical zone.
Mythical Zoan. And it means he can transform into the mystical sun god's Nika.
Remember Nika? Remember that little tidbit dropped about 30 odd chapters beforehand and hinted at here and there throughout the manga?
Yep.
Fucking hell. Yeah, chapter 1044 was absolutely fucking insane.
1044. Thank you for reminding me of the chapter number, because I was just gonna go back to it.
Yeah, no, it basically upended everything we know about Luffy and his powers, as well as just kind of our understanding of devil fruits too.
Yep.
Because at least with Zoan fruits, they have some degree of their own will.
Mm-hmm. Was it that this fruit also sort of chose its users?
I think maybe it would make sense if the Nika fruit chose Luffy. He's always been a playful child.
Yeah. Certainly, it shows who to awaken it.
Yes. And Luffy is a perfect user for the fruit because he is just so playful and imaginative.
And so focused on
And
freedom
Gear
as well.
5th,
But yeah, Gear 5th is
it's toon physics.
It's
Oda
physics. Letting his Looney Tunes obsession.
Flag fly.
Yeah, Looney Tunes fun fly, just like Jesus Christ.
It is absolutely delightfully insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see a lot of people just being dismissive over Gear 5th. It's like, this is rubber hose toon physics. This is OG cartoon shit.
Yeah.
Of course Oda was going to go here. Of fucking course he was.
I mean, that was after, whatchamacallit, CP0 had interfered in the fight to rig it in Kaido's favor, which he was not happy about.
Yeah, no, Kaido was not happy at all.
Mm-hmm.
He was pissed. And he promptly murdered the CP0 agent who did it.
Yep. Fully murked him, and the agent was like, "Yeah, this is gonna happen."
He just tipped his hat and accepted the inevitable.
Yep.
Rip bowler hat guy.
Man, I wish he'd stuck around, then we wouldn't have to deal with the boring bastard that is Lucci coming back.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, Luffy ultimately defeats Kaido, and then we get the wind down for Wano.
Took us a
And
little while to get to the fucking wind down, considering I always forget how to pronounce his name properly. Is it just
Sorry, what?
Ryugoku?
Ryokugyu.
Ryokugyu. God damn it.
You can just call him Green Bull. It's easier.
Green Bull. Yeah, Green Bull. I also forgot that, to be fair.
Yeah, Green Bull, aka the ultimate Akainu fanboy.
Shows up and starts trying to wreck shit, but is scared off by Shanks.
Yep.
Who just happened to be in the area. No big deal.
Yeah, no. We find out that Shanks has fucking crazy powerful hockey, which is not a surprise.
Let's be real. It's
But
not a surprise that he's got super powerful conquerors.
yeah. What is a surprise is the reveal that not only do Luffy, Law, and Kid all get $3 billion berry bounties after their triumph at Onigashima. Luffy is not only is Luffy now an emperor, but so is fucking Buggy.
Buggy can't help but fall upwards.
Buggy can do nothing but fail upwards. Fucking love it.
God damn it, Buggy. So basically what happened is all of our predictions as to what Mihawk would do went awry, because it turns out that Mihawk and Crocodile both decided to take advantage of this organization that Buggy has created and take it over.
No. It's even better than that. Crocodile came up with the idea for Cross Guild, recruited Mihawk, and they decided to have. And Crocodile wanted to collect his debts from Buggy, and Buggy offered to be the distribution and courier service for Crocodile to pay off his debts. And his subordinates took that and thought, hey, we'll make promotional posters for Cross Guild, and we'll put Buggy at the top of the posters because he's our boss and we love the guy. And so the world government thinks, oh shit, Buggy's in charge of this. He must be an emperor now.
Buggy is in charge of Crocodile and Mihawk, so obviously he must be the most powerful one out of all of them.
Oh my god.
Mihawk's bounty is 3.59 billion berries.
Which is the highest non-emperor bounty in the series, by quite the margin.
Crocodile is 1.965 billion berries, and
Hancock's at like 1.6 billion.
Yeah. I mean, we can go on the other Straw Hats, because obviously Luffy is 3 billion. Chopper has increased, but only to 1,000 berries.
Hey, that's a tenfold increase.
Increase of 900 berries. Nami's is 366 billion. Brook 383 million. Frankie 394 billion. Sniper God Usopp 500 million. Robin 930 million, and then you've got the big three under Luffy. Sanji 1.032 billion, Jinbei 1.1 billion, and Zoro 1.111 billion.
Yep. I find it so hilarious that Sanji is salty over being 4th place behind Jinbei.
Yeah.
Also, Robin finally getting the respect she deserves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but But now, after all that, we depart Wano, and unfortunately, we must leave both Yamato and Carrot behind, aka the two most likely people to join the Straw Hats at that point.
We
So,
left behind everybody basically.
yeah. So it seems likely that the final crew is just the 10 that we have.
Yeah. And finally, we end up meeting Dr. Vegapunk. We end up on Vegapunk's island.
Yep.
But there are rather more of him than we expected.
And some of them are girls. Because Vegapunk has basically created 6 android satellites of himself. And basically half of them are female, and half of them are very robotic-looking male-ish androids.
And yeah, CP0 is here to kill Vegapunk, led by Lucci. Great.
Kissing Kaku would have been fun, though.
I suppose.
Look, CP0 is very obviously outclassed with Luffy there.
They should be. It'll be interesting to see how badly they're outclassed. Because the way this has progressed, this progressed pretty quickly. You would imagine that this is a sort of transition arc in the same sense as the Zoe arc.
Zoe. Yeah, this feels a lot like a second Zoe.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't see that being an especially long battle between Luffy and Lucci. I really hope Luffy curb stomps him in one fucking chapter, but we'll see.
We shall see indeed. Hard to make any guarantees with this series.
Yeah. Also, we're finally getting a focus on Jewelry Bonnie.
Yeah, Bonnie is here to play a role in this arc as the main lore and emotional anchor for connecting all sorts of stuff together.
Yep. And we're finally getting.
And we
go ahead.
We find out that Vegapunk was on Ohara shortly after it got genocided, and he met Dragon there.
Yep.
That's neat.
And yeah, we're finally starting to get spoon-fed or drip-fed the
some Void Sentry stuff.
Yeah, the Void Sentry info. So that's going to be really interesting. Also, we didn't discuss, the whole Wano thing.
Which one? There's several.
The Wano reveal.
Oh yeah, the Pluton.
Yeah.
In beneath Wano. That was kind of a big fucking deal.
Yeah, just a little bit of a big one.
Yeah, and also some other miscellaneous things. Blackbeard tried to steal Boa Hancock's Devil Fruit for reasons. I don't know if he intended to use it himself or not, but that mental image is so hilarious to me.
One of Blackbeard's crew managed to turn at least part of Law's crew into gender bent versions.
Into women. Yes.
Gender bent versions of themselves. Which I'm sure didn't have an impact on the internet at all.
Oh, I've already seen so much fan art of gender bent Law.
Shocker. Fucking shocker.
Yeah, a lot of Blackbeard's crew has a bunch of Devil Fruits, and oh yeah, they decided to attack Law's crew because they happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Though Law was doing pretty well holding Blackbeard off.
Oh yeah, no, his crew is actually doing surprisingly well against Blackbeard's crew.
Mm.
Oh, and Blackbeard's crew has also kidnapped Pudding.
Yep.
Blackbeard's finally on the move, and he's pulling some bullshit.
But Shanks is also on the move, so we'll have to see where that goes.
Oh yeah.
I think that's it for One Piece, though.
Yeah, unless we want to get super fucking granular, yeah.
Not really. We're already at
Yeah.
2 hours and we still have over half a dozen
Uh,
series to go.
yeah. Let's just keep this moving. Let's move at a quick clip.
So moving on to One Punch Man, which I am now fully caught up on, and I'm reading online rather than the volumes because the volumes have taken too long to come out and were expensive compared to how
Yep.
long it took for them to come out. So
Finally finished with the Monster Association arc.
yep.
Holy fuck, Saitama.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. So Saitama basically broke space time.
Yeah, he really did. And we got to see Saitama genuinely angry, and it
Yep.
was great. It was like incredible.
Yeah. And seeing him absolutely demolish Garo was absolutely a treat too.
Yeah.
Even with Garo going full god mode, it still wasn't enough.
Garo went like fucking not it's not just destroying him, but like Saitama was just such an asshole to Garo. Like just dismissing everything that Garo was trying to do, just like, no, dude, you're a pretty nice guy, all things considered.
Yeah.
Should really stop this villain
Yep.
stuff, all this monster stuff. Yeah, you should really just,
It's kind of sad, you know.
yeah. He was just trolling him for the first part of the fight. It was just insane.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like, oh boy, that moment where he goes full rage is just oof.
Superb.
Yeah.
Yeah, after a lot of dillying and dallying, Monster Association arc has a fairly strong conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in a new arc now, which I have no idea what to call it because it's just started.
Yeah. I mean, fucking what's his name? Is it Metal Knight?
Metal Knight, I think, yeah.
Oh, I don't think I've read the most recent chapter. Shit. When did that come out? November 30th. I should have read it, but I don't recognize that start. But yeah, Metal Knight fucking built a bunch of
Thingamadoodles.
guard robots, and then Saitama just walks in and fucking destroys them.
Yep.
Also,
yeah.
Saitama is now Class A.
Yep. He's finally moved up even further in the world.
Yep.
So a place that a class that's actually somewhat suiting of him.
Also, I forget if this was revealed before. Did we know that Metal Knight was Dr. Bofui, the one that
Yes, it was mentioned before.
Okay, fair enough. I completely forgot that aspect.
Yes.
But yeah, One Punch Man. It was a really fun ending to the arc, even if the arc as a whole was kind of dragged out too long. But we should move on to Oshi no Ko, which also has an anime coming, if I recall correctly.
Yep. Supposed to have a 90-minute premiere.
Okay.
Which will supposedly cover the first volume of the manga.
Okay. Great.
So, I don't know how to describe what happened this year because I don't remember exactly what chapter it started off on. But past few arcs have actually given a lot of focus to Ruby, which has been nice. considering how out of focus she was in most of the earlier stuff. But yeah, a lot of character development for both Ruby and Aqua, as well as introducing and developing more supporting characters to kind of bounce off of them and the rest of the main cast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go too deep into what goes on in the most recent stuff because I don't know where it's going and I only have the tiniest inkling. But yeah, it looks like shit's gonna hit the fan very soon. In a very not fun way.
Mm.
Yeah. I also just want to move through the stuff a little bit quickly.
All right.
Yeah.
So moving on then to Sextuple P. The piano manga. Oh boy, we've gone through some shit since in this year. Like holy shit, I've just realized how far we've actually come. Because the first chapter of 2022 was 15, and we're now at 60, and holy shit, a lot has happened. Yeah, that's 45 chapters. So Lucky faced off against his sister Mimin. She's quite fun. She's high energy Genki girl. I quite liked her. What happened after that? Let me just pick a chapter at random, see if I can figure it out, or maybe I can look at the chapter list, and that'll give me more of an indication. Okay, wow, yeah, they just went straight into that. Okay. So after Mimin, Lucky went up against his brother Fanta, who instead of accepting a one-on-one challenge, instead went for a 4-on-4 battle. So Lucky had to gather 3 other pianists to fight Fanta's 4. Fanta's 4 was, let me think off the top of my head, it was other brother Sorachika. It was, I don't remember, fuck. 34. 34 seems like the best bet to remember exactly who was on each team. Let's see. Uh, 35 maybe? I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible, but it's hard.
Don't get hung up on specifics, man.
I'm just trying to remember names, damn it. That's all I want to do. This isn't even that specific. This is kind of general. Come on, where is it? Okay, I think it's the next one. I think it's the next one. That's right. So it was Fanta Sorachika Melaline, who is basically sort of like Mimin's rival slash hate fuck buddy. And then the final competitor on Fanta's team was the dude who used to be Reijiro's friend, but got upset when Reijiro threw a competition. On Lucky's team was Lucky, Reijiro, Mimin, and Sadame Hino, who was the protagonist of the one shot that this is continuation of.
Nice.
So that was quite cool. Yeah, so we've been doing the 4-on-4 battle. It's been good, especially looking into Lucky's character. What was the real big thing? Chapter 59. The it's not sextuplets because it's septuplets. Mum fucking dies.
The fuck?
Yeah, like she's been sick the entire time, and she finally dies.
Oof.
I genuinely didn't think that this series would go there. I genuinely didn't. So, fair play for the fucking balls. But yeah, we're just coming to the end of that of the 4-on-4 arc, so it'll be interesting to see where it goes next, and how this affects Lucky, because this is gonna affect Lucky. But moving on to, it's been an unfortunate one, Ruri Dragon.
Which is on an indefinite hiatus.
Oh, the what's the fucking name of the competition? Like the J Gold
It's a
Super Cup or
cursed
something like that.
competition.
Yeah, the cursed competition. Like, let me see if I can find it by googling the author's name. Uh, maybe nope, not there. Definitely not. Either way, there's a competition, and literally every series that has fucking won it has been cursed and not done well.
Yeah, it's either been axed or it's gone on hiatus.
I think this is the first one to go on hiatus, to be fair.
Luckier than most.
Yeah, the others just got fucking axed. I mean, I know I talked about it. Yeah, 8 out of the 10 winners have been subsequently cancelled. The 9th is Ruri Dragon, and the 10th is one that just started.
Fucking hell.
Golden Future Cup, that was what it was called. Golden Future Cup.
Yeah, that sounds like it's just straight up fucking cursed.
Yeah, it's not gone well for any series that's won it. It really hasn't. Because I believe that a past winner of that was the duo that did Phantom Seer. That fucking died when it shouldn't have. Let's see some more recent winners. Red Hood won. That got axed.
Fuck. Let's not dwell on this too much. It's depressing.
I know. That's the last one that I recognize, but yeah, like they just don't do well.
Yeah.
Though to be fair, this
What
I mean,
what
this
is good
I
about
just
this series?
I just want to say one last thing about this. This author, Masaoki Shindo, won with a different series and waited 5 fucking years to 4 or 5 years to take their chance as a author in Jump, and then they had to go on an indefinite hiatus after 6 chapters.
Fucking hell.
It is just so unfortunate. I mean, it
I
was
think the reason they took a hiatus though was because of health issues.
yes. That is, I believe, the case. Yeah, mangaka's poor physical condition.
Ouch.
And yeah, it's an interesting series in that it is very much a slow slice of life comedy, which is really not Jump's thing. But certainly from what I saw of people, everyone seemed really happy about it. So I don't know. It wasn't like I didn't dislike it by any stretch, but it wasn't like my favorite thing in the world. As I said, it had a very weird energy. I think it was still good. I'm just not sure how much it was for me. Um, but yeah, it's gone on hiatus, which is a shame.
Mm-hmm.
So we should move on to Spy Family.
Hell yeah, Spy Family's been fun.
So
So this year, last year was the cruise arc. This year we get Lloyd's flashback. You're meeting Mrs. Desmond, and oh yeah, a bunch of kids get taken hostage by terrorists.
yep.
Fun times.
Oh, that's right. That's what. Hey, we get a new chapter tomorrow. Cool. Awesome.
Thank God. I've been going through withdrawals.
But yeah, the kids get taken hostage, and Anya is both a help and a hindrance in that she can she can read their minds and tell what they're gonna do, but she is not smart enough to actually make that helpful.
Yeah, like the fucking thing with the fake bomb collar.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely classic Anya. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm just rereading the
meeting.
chapter and I just got to the bit where she starts whacking the bomb.
Yep, absolutely great. Yeah, the bit Lloyd's flashback was really interesting
Mm,
because even with the flashback, we don't find out his birth name at all.
yeah.
Like the only time he's actually named is with aliases.
Yeah.
Even his childhood friends refer to him with the childhood nickname, and they don't actually say his name.
Hmm.
Like, what the hell is his deal? We don't know his name.
To be fair, I don't think it's very important. You know.
No, it's probably not, but it's still like it's curious.
Yeah. It is. Um. But yeah, we got to see what made Lloyd the man he is today. How he met
Mm-hmm.
Frankie as well, which is quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was it was what it was. It was a very unflinching depiction of war.
Yeah. No wonder Lloyd hates the warmongers.
Um,
Yeah. It was also really neat meeting Mrs. Desmond. I think her Melinda was her name.
yeah,
She seems like quite the intriguing figure. So it'll be interesting to see more of her.
mm,
Neat that she developed a friendship with Yor.
yeah. It's good. It's good that York can get something else to do because she is
Yeah. She is probably the most underutilized member of the main cast,
Mhm.
of the main trio. Besides that awesome cruise arc.
We also got another Lloyd and Yuri competition.
I really hope Yuri actually starts getting utilized better.
Yeah. I mean,
Regardless,
it's nice to see Yuri just get fucking bodied by
clowned
Yor.
on.
Yeah.
That is fun, yes. Yeah,
Um,
what else was there? I don't remember. Oh yeah, that little funny bait and switch of it seems like Lloyd's boss at the hospital is going to rat about, but it turns out he was expecting it and turned the tables.
oh yeah, that bit. Yeah.
That was fun.
Uh, Lloyd is so well prepared.
Yes. Yeah. No, this year has been a fun stretch of chapters.
Yeah. I mean, Spy Family is always great. So
Yeah,
it's no
it's really hard
surprise.
to go wrong with it.
It really is. Yeah. But we should move on to it's
Yet
our
another
last
axe.
it's our last act series. To be fair, Super
Mm.
Smartphone. This one was a bit of a shame because I was quite enjoying it. It was very much a battle of wits type series. Um,
Those are fun,
but
usually.
also, yeah. I mean, what was nice about this series is it very much didn't feel like, a dumb person trying to write a smart person. Yeah. Um, it genuinely did feel like two intelligent characters going up against each other instead of, as I said, a dumb person trying to write smart people. um, but
Which
again,
is like every light novel series ever.
yeah, again, I don't think it sold well. So
Nope.
I'm not shocked that it died. As I said, it was a shame because I was enjoying it, but
But
yeah,
next up is you have another series where you decided to dip into the manga after enjoying the anime.
yep, Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. Um, so this is an interesting one in that I think I am now past the where the anime stopped, but only just. But at the same time, there were a couple of arcs, or at least one arc that got cut from the anime.
Oh yeah, I'd heard about that. I
Specifically,
believe they didn't adapt it because it was too long to fit into the rest of the anime.
that, and it's very much more centered on the longer story, basically. Um,
Mm.
I mean, to be fair, the arc they ended the anime was, but it at least tied into something that happened earlier on. Um, this was, I don't want to say came out of nowhere, but it was more standalone than the last anime arc. Um, but it also gave this big ass fucking reveal that I wasn't expecting because I hadn't seen this arc before. Um, do you do you mind spoilers? Are you going to read the manga?
I'll read it at some point, but I'll probably have forgotten by the time I get to it.
Okay, so the reason that Yashiro was able to call Hanako in the first place is because she's near the spirit realm because she's going to die soon.
Oh shit,
Yeah, because
that's lovely.
the whole point of the Timekeepers arc is that the School Mystery #1 is basically three beings, one in charge of the past, one in charge of the present, one in charge of the future. Um, One in charge of the past can turn back time. One in charge of the present can stop time. One in charge of the future can turn time forward. Unfortunately, the one in charge of the future is a hyperactive little girl who likes messing with people. She got free and started, turning people into elderly people. Um, So they had to find the keeper of the present, who turns out to be one of Yashiro's classmates who got shanghaied into the position. Um, and Hanako told Ko that the one thing they had to do was stop or was make sure that the keeper of the future didn't manage to turn Yashiro forward because she doesn't have enough time.
Yeesh.
Yeah. What also happened in the most recent volume that I got, which was adorable and concerning, is that Yashiro got sent to the past. Do you want to know who she met there?
Oh, is it Hanako?
Amane Yugi, aka Hanako, as a younger child, I believe, um, and she hang around with him until she found a way back, and basically what happened in that one was there was a story about if you collected every color of, I think is it Tanbara, the one where you tie paper to a tree. Um, that festival, the one where you tie paper to a tree. If you collect a slip of paper with of each color and write your wish on all of them and tie them up, it'll come true. Baby Hanako managed to collect every color of paper, and the wish he wrote on was, "I want to see Nene o Nissan again." Oh, Nissan, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, adorable, and oh, that came true in a roundabout way. Yeah, I really like this series. It's really enjoyable. The characters are fun. Obviously, because of the art style of the anime, there's not that much of a difference in how it's done. There's just no motion to it. And yeah, it's getting really interesting. So I can't wait to get more of this. But we move on to our penultimate series to discuss, which is Tokyo Demon Bride Story, which I have actually now dropped.
oof.
Because
I've heard not great things about it.
Yeah, the most recent chapter I read was weird. It was weird. Um, uh, what was it that happened again? I'm trying to remember. That chapter? Fuck it. I'm gonna see if I can find it in Discord. Basically, like, it's chapter 11. Sorry, I'm trying to remember exactly. That's right. Yeah. So chapter 10 was the one that turned a lot of people off, because it introduced a Tanuki girl who a fighting Tanuki girl who basically agreed a fight to basically decide who fucks the main male protagonist, or the male protagonist.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I decided to stick it out to see if the fight was any good. And it fucking ended. Let me just see. Yeah, Tanuki girl nearly shitting her pants.
What the hell?
Yep. So, yeah, I was like, okay, nope, I'm out. I'm done with this now. I am not that interested. It wasn't great anyway. Out of this and Ginka and Gluna, I definitely want Ginka and Gluna to survive over this one, but we will see. Yeah, it just was kind of not great and kind of disappointing. Yeah, I don't really have a lot more to say about it. As I said, I've dropped it now, so we'll see if it manages to survive, but I don't have high hopes, probably. So we move on to our final series, World Trigger, which has had a grand total of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's managed to have 12 chapters, so I'll give it that. Thanks to some double chapters. But we are still well in the depths of the selection arc. But we are at the point where Squad 7 with Osamu is getting ready to cheese the fucking thing. Because basically what they're doing at the moment is they're playing basically a video game version of the battles they've been doing previously with their own bodies. And basically, Squad 7's takeaway was, if this is a video game, we can fuck with it, and we can cheese the shit out of it. And so yeah, Osamu is now getting ready to cheese that fucking system. which is gonna be real interesting. But yeah, the issue with World Trigger is just with how slow it comes out. You know, not a massive amount happens each year,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously, I cannot, in good conscience, demand that it comes out quicker, because the reason it's coming out like this is because of Ashihara's health. And I would rather
Yep.
he be healthy than I get more World Trigger. Um, but yeah, I mean, this has been interesting stuff because there's also been a lot of like talk from the A ranks about what's been happening, which has been a really cool insight. And also, there's been some funny stuff as well. Like, let me check. Uh, yeah, Katari on the Squad 7 falls into one of her depressive moods because her regular squad mates are struggling. So the rest of the squad starts discussing ways to snap her out of it, and eventually they suggest Osamu setting her up on a date with his mentor Karasuma. Um, and as soon as Osamu agrees, Katari just like fucking shoots out, and like it's so funny the way it's done because you have to turn the page to get to it, and then just suddenly you have a half a page of Katari just in Osamu's face, which is a really nice way of doing something like that. So yeah, I mean, World Trigger is as as good as normal. Um, I do sort of wish it could come out quicker, but it is what it is. Um, but with that, we have reached the end. So thank you everybody for watching. 2.5 hours isn't bad. I think that's about as long as we went last time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we had more series this time. Okay, we did go a little bit longer than last time. Okay. Um, but yes, thank you everybody for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. In terms of future stuff, tomorrow we won't have D&D. So we'll figure something else out. Um, very well maybe One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. We'll see. Uh, Tuesday, hopefully, will be more Mass Effect 2. Thursday, may or may not be the well, originally called TVs and movies. We've changed the name to Media of 2022 so that we can talk about
Some books.
so we can talk about some books. We've got some books we want to talk about. Let's just have a look at that. Yeah, I think we've got 2 or 3 books to jam in that. So that might happen. Might be Thursday. Might be Saturday. We'll see. Whatever day it's not will probably be video game of some sort. Either Pirate Warriors 4, Fable 2, something like that. Otherwise, again, thank you everybody for watching. Please do give us a follow here on Twitch and on Twitter at storytime_net. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for more of whatever the fuck it ends up we end up doing. Good night.
Later.